Good morning. Thank you for showing up. It does feel sometimes that we're alone in this, and it is no small thing to show up. And look for yourself. We're missing one person who decided not to show up, and that speaks volumes too. Right. Oh, sorry. I'm Chris Larsen, state senator. I see some of my neighbors are in the room in Bayview, representing Milwaukee all the way down to the south suburbs. Yes, exactly. It is the way that bullies are able to gather their strength by making you feel like you're alone, making you feel like no one else is going to step out there for you by picking you out of the crowd and saying you are not one of us and pushing you off to the side. And if it's not you at that time, there's a temptation, a feeling at the pit of your stomach to feel like, well, at least it's not me, and if I put my head down and I have my eyes in another direction, that they won't get to me. And it gives me so much courage to know that you are here, and it should give you courage to know that we are locking our arms together to be able to say, we're standing up against this bully right away. To the point, one of the first pieces of legislation that I introduced this session was the stopgap funding measure to get ready for a loss of federal funds. Not that we are going to be able to make up for the federal dollars that we're missing in our state if they decide to pull the rug out from under us. It's $28 billion, which is about 27% of our overall budget. So that means, and it's more than everybody is paying an income tax in our state combined. So there is no way we can make up for the cuts if they decide to follow through in cutting Title I, if they go after our university funding, if they go after food share, and if they're going to be going after those things that we assume are going to be happening with federal government. But what we can do is prepare to make sure that our universities, our schools, and those that rely on federal funds are not going to be kowtowed into making decisions out of fear. We cannot allow for that. Do not look away. Do not look away from this and what is happening, and speak the truth of exactly what we are seeing here. If you're like me, I'll say it like this. I was knocking on doors before there was an election a couple weeks ago. Some folks may remember. And this is not an electoral issue. This is about our democracy. But I was out knocking on doors with somebody who had never knocked doors before, and met her at the location, and she was shaking. She had never done this before. She said, "Can I hitch a ride? I didn't know. I thought we were going to launch from this point." And I thought back to the first time I had ever knocked on doors and what initiated me to step out into politics. I don't come from a political family. My family still doesn't follow politics. Most of them don't know what my position is. But there was something that happened, and so there was a story there, and I was determined to hear what got her out, because I'm sure, like all of you, we're always asking that question: why aren't there more people? This is good, but why aren't there more people figuring this out? So I was trying to figure out what got her out. What got Emily, was her name, mid-30s. She had just moved back to the country. She was a Wisconsin girl, and she had said, I lived in Hungary, and I watched what happened there with Viktor Orban, where he ended up stepping forward and then eliminating the funding for universities and saying they are the enemy. And everybody kind of let that happen. And then he went after the LGBTQ community and said they are the enemy. And everyone kind of faded away. But the ones that he started with were the immigrants. And it expanded. And she said, I'm seeing it happen here, and I need to do something. So showing up however you can, wherever you can, is going to make a difference. So you're not alone. Show up. We are going to make sure Ron Johnson hears from you.